social or justice, whatever. But what I want to know right now is in terms of which economic drivers will you focus on to promote the economy, both fiscal and monetary. Thank you.
Hello, yeah, okay. Before I answer that, yeah, I think the problem about the racism, as mentioned, is not limited to Perkasa. I mean, people, civil servants who go to BTN and go for, national civil service training are infused with the kind of racism that you say is only particular to Perkasa. It's not true. I mean, that's why the Selangor state government has decided to stop sending its civil servants and its officers to training in BTN. The first thing that you're told is that, we want to make sure the Malays are in power, the Tuan and Melayu, and how the Chinese are bad, how the Indians are bad, and so on and so forth. And this is so it's not something which happens unplanned. It's not something which happens, because nobody is giving the kind of input. It's happening because this is UMNO's solution to the political problem. Now they want to make sure that they get support from the Malays, and they are instilling a very extreme kind of Malay nationalism because they find that all the non-Malays are turning and supporting Pakatan Rakyat. Now, as far as the question that the chairman put to me, okay, as I mentioned, as far as most of the ideas which are presented in RMK10, the 10 main ideas, the NKRA, the NKEA, whether it's new or national, okay, so I made a mistake, it's national, doesn't mean that the line of argument still applies, because in the past you never highlighted it. So that means that you never considered it as something which was important. It suddenly becomes important, whether it's national or new. Well, it's now the new national key result areas. Why is it new? Because you've just mentioned it and you've highlighted it. You've never mentioned it in the past Malaysian plans. You've never given it a comment. So all the while as though it was not that significant. Now you're highlighting it. These are the areas that we have to focus. And these have been the areas that we've been highlighting all the while. Okay, all the ideas which are presented are generally we are in agreement. We want, nobody says that we don't want a high-level income economy. Obviously we want a high-level income economy. But when we are planning, okay, here maybe we differ. Okay, as far as IRA is concerned, you work backwards. What you want, you say you want an income of 38,000 ringgits a month, a year for as the average income for the per capita GDP per capita for Malaysia. Then you work backwards. That is picking figures. To me, it's picking figures from the air, even though IRA says it's not the case. You've got to set realistic targets, so that the exercise doesn't become purely academic. If you know in 2009 you're in this kind of state, then for you to project by 2010 that you're going to have increase in private investment by 12%, you're going to have a GDP increase by 6%, to me that's irresponsible. And if I was in business, and if my general manager of sales projected for me a sale increase of 20% this year, and he only achieves 5%, I'll give him the sack. You talk about government being a company, then make sure that your projections are responsible. As far as the question of handling the fiscal deficits, to me, the consumer subsidies should be the last that you touch. Because this is going to be have a direct impact on the question of inflation, the question of the cost of living. Go for the production, or in the case of Malaysia, crony subsidies. Yeah. Why do we still have to defend all the concessionaries who are making billions? Yeah. The question of the IPPs who are making billions, and still you're paying. Yeah. So these are issues that have to be handled. The same with the question of the corruption, the same with the question of cronyism, the question of the privatization, the second wave of privatization, with no reference to the mistakes of the past. And what are the issues that you will have to avoid? What are the principles? What are the objectives? And whether there's going to be accountability. I mean, what we are implementing in Selangor in terms of the competency, the accountability, the transparency, that to me is the kind of economic policy implementation that needs to be established to ensure that your economic targets will be achieved. The best possible economic performance that can be achieved by the nation.